Okay, so hello and welcome to the to the code part inheritance na topic. Okay, so in this section, so we will, I will show you some examples, including the ones that was given in the slide and other examples as well. Okay. So sa slide, so bugin na tayo to replicate ang bookstore na application. So yung bookstore, may ara kita sa publication, di ba? Sa publication sa may ara sa aton nga superclass called publication. Okay, so so then sa aton so we've determined from the book na and then from the book and magazine na class that there are some attributes that are common or shared among them. So that is why they created this class called publication, and then we store the common attributes to this one. Okay. So, arata title, price, and then copies. So, in our constructor, so we are trying to initialize the general attributes. So, here we have the initialization for the title, the initialization for the price, and then the initialization for the copies. Okay. And, okay. So, since here, so we discussed also in the lecture that one of the variables is private. Bas hindi ni siya mahapos madali access sa aton nga subclasses. So that is why we've created this, or one way to deal with this or to work around with these private variables is to create a getter or your accessor method, and then the setter or mutator method. This is a getter, so it will return whatever values and copies. And then for setter, set copies, so this will set the copy to a new value that was given. So, ano man di ang ipasa nyo na variable, so that is going to be the new values and copies. Okay, and then, so here, so since being hambal pa kayo na, okay na, sorry, or in the lecture that si publication ta, so that although wala taging explicitly state that it is a subclass sang object, but si Java, so gina-assume niya or automatically set ang inyong superclasses as a subclass of the class object. Tamo na, mayroon kita to string. Dali. Okay. So let's try to check the other code. So let's starting from the book na class. Sa book ta, so although di ba wala dire ang title, ang author, ang price kag ang copies. So since we've extended that, so here we specifically say na i-inherit yung publication na class or i-extend. So hindi siya inherit ang keyword is extend. Okay. So in this constructor of your subclass, again so we are trying to initialize first the general attributes or general characteristics. In that case, the characteristics that is found on your publication, which is the title, the price, and then the copies. Basically, this call ng super is or refers to the constructor of your general or your superclass. So same man ang same ang parameter type. So title, so let's go back here. The title, price, and then the copies. Okay. As for that is for the parent class, and then since ang book mayroon siya author na variable, so here we specify or we initialize the author na variable. Okay. Then here we have a variable that is only present sa book, which is your audio copies. And then here is your toString method. So this was overridden ba from your publication na class. Kasi publication na class, nag-state siyang to string na function. So therefore, nag-override kita sa to string. In this case, i-return niya ang to string. So this one, so monotis ka, super. So this one refers to the constructor sa superclass, while this one refers to the super to string sa ating publication. So publication sa to string, di ba? It will return a title. So sa ating book, so this will return the title ng book, and then we add the other string values. In this case, by, and then the values ng author. Okay. So let's move on sa magazine. So sa magazine ka, so, similar man ang structure niya sa sa book, mayroon kita variables or yes, variables or characteristics that are only present or specific to the magazine. And then in your constructor, mayroon kita sa mag-call taliwat sa constructor from the parent class. Okay, so sa parent class, same na siya title, price, and copies. And then after that, we initialize the variables that are in the magazine only. Okay. This one, nag-override kita sa toString. And for this one is we created a method called receive new issue. So which is going to be overridden in the disk magazine. So in your disk magazine, so sa atong disk magazine, since wala makita sa other attributes, so we'll only try to call the constructors atong na magazine. So ang constructor sa magazine will contain this one, the title, the order quantity, issue, double price, and copies. Okay. Muna the title, double price, quantity, current issue, and then copies. So muna i-accept ya, and then it will only call the constructor sang iya nga superclass or the parent class. So wala na. So how, and then we also state nga ma-override kita sa method na receive new issue. So this is from the magazine class. So we can override that. But in overriding, so we can also call value sa receive new issue. And then, but ang newer lang na behavior is that it will print the checklist attached to this magazine after nga i-perform yung operation sa receive new issue from the magazine class. Okay. So let's try to check other examples. This is a simple na siya na inheritance sa Java. Here you have your base class called animal. And then sa animal, meron kita sa name na variable. And then in our constructor, so we are trying to initialize the name. And then here, meron kita function of method mistake. So this should be named as na variable and the state are the generalized na characteristic that is also present on your cat and on the dog na class. So this is going to be automatically implemented or inherited by the dog and cat. So since we said here na extend ka ang dog na will inherit the properties of the class or of the animal class. So in this case, wala man sa parameters, sa attributes or variables sa dog, so we'll just directly call the constructor from the animal nga class. So by the super. And then here, so since ang pag-pick ng dog is different sa animal, so he was specify na siya naman siya, hoof siya. And then, so it has its own na specific method called fetch. Then for the class naman, so similar structure to your dog. Sorry, we say that this extends animal. Meron kita constructor that calls the constructor of your super na class, so which is animal. And then you override the speak na method. So in this case, instead of woof, meow ang yung i-print. And then, meron kita sang specific method sa cat called scratch. So this is to see ano yan, ang sa dog, so fetch na, so that's only available on the dog. Hindi na siya available sa animal and sa cat. Sa cat naman, so ang iyang specific method is scratch. And then in our main class, so here we've created two instances of the class. Sorry. So one for each class instance. So ada kita dog na variable and then cat variable. And then here we specify the name of the dog and cat. So yeah. So different siyang output ya. Kay we've overridden the methods uh, from the animal. So sa speak will print a different value from the speak coming from the cat object. So another example is your employment. So sa employee management, mayroon kita different types of workers, di ba? Mayroon kita sales agents, mayroon kita worker, mayroon kita sa blue-collared workers, na ito. So in this case, wala ka types. So in these different types of workers, may ara kita, you can determine some specific or some general or common characteristics like name, employee ID, and a base salary. So this name, this employee is going to be stored in your base class or your super class or your parent class called employee. Okay. Then it will have the constructor that will initialize the name, the employee ID, and then the base salary. Okay. So here it will calculate salary which just return a base salary since ang aton nga nga so most of these variables are set to private. So meaning hindi na siya ma-access directly sa mga class and sa inyong subclasses and in your main program. Okay, so let's see what are the subclasses ng employee. First one is the sales agent. The sales agent, so this is subclass of an employee and then meron siya sa commission. So in the constructor, so ikaw na ang constructor sa aton na employee. So this will require the name, the employee ID, and then the base salary. So remember, when trying to call the constructor sa superclass, so you must also provide the parameters that will match it. Okay. In this case, di ba, may name kita, employee ID, and then base salary. So you have to provide those in the constructor of the subclass as well. Okay, para may mahatag kita nga value for the constructor sa aton nga parent class or aton superclass. And then this one refers to the commission that is a specific characteristic of your sales agent. And then for the calculate salary, so since the sales agent ang iyang commission gaagin sa additional money from the commission, so ikuha na to ang calculate salary. So calculate salary, so override na siya. Calculate salary from the employee, just get the base salary, but ma-add kita sa value, whatever value nga naging nila sa commission. Next is sa workers. So sa workers naman, so different ni ilang nga pagkalculate ng salary. That is why in creating a class of worker, so we have two variables that is only present sa worker or two characteristics or attributes, your hourly rate and then hours work. Okay. And then in our constructor, diba? So this again refers to the constructor sa ating superclass and then followed by the initialization of the characteristics that is present only in your worker. Okay. So in the calculate salary na method, so here we are trying to return again, may base salary kita plus the hourly rate multiplied by the hours work. Muna ang sales agent different ni ilang pagka-calculate salary compared sa worker. That's why we can override this we can and then madali. So although different, so may similar attributes like for example ang base salary na. So for that, so you can take that method in your employee and then that can be overridden in your sales agent and then in your work na process. Okay, so let's move on to the last example. Okay, I think that's the last example. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you on the next one.